So guys, everybody seems like they want to have a dig at Keith Thurman. Everyone's coming out and giving their thoughts. And Jeff Horn has done a lot of talking of late, to be fair. He's talked about fighting Kell Brook. He's talked about Pacquiao again. Now he's talking about Thurman. He's saying no one cares about Thurman anymore. What he's trying to say is that he probably feels that Thurman's no longer a threat in the welterweight division. Like, people don't care about him. They feel that he's an easy fight after his performance against Josecito Lopez. But I disagree. I still think Thurman's relevant. I still think Thurman holds quite a bit in the welterweight division. Whether I think he can beat the top guys anymore, I'm not so sure. I think there's a lot of guys that beat him. I even think Porter in a rematch might be dangerous for Keith Thurman now. I don't know whether Keith Thurman's going to be able to make that comeback and be able to beat the two top guys in Crawford and Spence now. I think they're behind him. He's behind them, sorry. And he's well behind them, in my opinion. I think they beat him quite convincingly, if I'm totally honest. I think Spence knocks him out. I think Crawford outboxes him, and I think Crawford outboxes him and maybe even stops him late. But I think with Spence, I think Thurman will do all right. I think in the sense that he'll be able to maneuver and outbox him for a while, but I think Spence will catch up to him. And once he does, I don't think Thurman is tough enough to withhold the punishment that Spence is going to throw his way. I just don't think he is. I think he's a very hurtable fighter. I don't think he's got the best chin in the world. I don't think he can absorb the best body shots in the world. I don't think he's that tough. I think he can be hurt. And I think someone like Spence, who's very big, very strong, very fast, I think will eventually catch up to him. And once he does, I think it's curtains and good night for Keith Thurman. I think Keith Thurman's very vulnerable now. I think it's going to be very difficult for him to make a recovery where he's able to reach the top or the pinnacle of the sport again, because like I said, when you have an injury like he did and were out for so long, it means it was a very severe injury. It was not life-threatening, but career-ending injury. When you have those injuries, it's very difficult for guys to come back from those type of injuries and regain top form. There's been many players, you know, that weren't able to do it. Not just in boxing, but in other sports as well, like football. There's many footballers that broke their leg and weren't able to make comebacks, so their career was ended because, you know, when you're out for so long and you have a devastating injury where it keeps you out for 1 or 2 years, that means you got to understand, these guys have the best doctors, the best physios and all of that around them, right? So it's not like a normal person where he won't be treated to. These guys are treated by the best. So if it's taking them that long to come back, it just shows that it's severe. It's severe, you know. And I think Keith Thurman suffered a severe injury. And for him to take 22 months out shows how severe it was. And I think it's going to be very difficult, without totally writing him off, to him to compete at that elite level against Crawford and Spence. I think they'll be too much for him. And I think even guys at a lower level might be able to beat him, as you saw with Lopez. He almost stopped him. He almost beat him. I think eventually Keith Thurman might even fall at that level, because I just think that he's very vulnerable. I don't think, even before his injury, I don't think he was the toughest man in the world. I think he was a very hurtable fighter. You know, and the last fight he had against Lopez, he would look very vulnerable. He looked like, in the 7th round especially, he looked like he was about to go. But, you know, he managed to survive. He managed to cling in there by the skin of his teeth. But is he going to be able to do that against other top fighters? I don't think so. But leave your thoughts, guys. And guys, remember to please like, share, subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.